Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I really love you guys so much because without you guys, I don't know where I'd be. It's hard to believe and unbelievable to put into perspective that it's been 10 years since Descendants first premiered. I remember the night Descendants first premiered. I watched it on Disney Channel and I was blown away by it. And a decade later, I'm still blown away by it and I'm still just as impressed I was over a decade ago. I have nothing but good things to say about the new cast of Descendants. Ruby Rose Turner, Kylie Cantrell, Mila Baker. How many times do I say those names every day over and over again in my head? Beautiful girls. I just actually got done watching a video that Kylie Cantrell shared on her Facebook fan page of herself, Ruby Rose Turner, and Mila Baker, I do believe, dancing in front of a mirror. And it got me back to thinking about how much fun these girls have off of the camera. I don't know if they have just as much fun in front of the camera. It's perceived as if they're having so much fun in front of the camera, but it seems like they have the most fun when they're away from the creative team, which gives me even more incentive to, when I become the producer behind Descendants, I'm going to fire every member of the social media department, because the thought of them having to approve a TikTok video before they throw it up on their social media platforms makes me sick. They deserve to have fun. They are given voices. God gave them voices to use. And if they can't use their voices because they want to have authority and control over their character and have creative freedom, then what's the point? If you guys can get me in as the producer and writer of Descendants, I will take away all of their pain. I can promise you that much. From the very first time that I saw Kylie Cantrell cry, I said there is something that can definitely be done about this. Why Disney doesn't make it a more enjoyable experience for them is beyond me, and I've just wanted to make it a more enjoyable experience for all of us. Not just them, but all of us, because I saw a lot of people on YouTube criticizing Descendants when they had no business criticizing it. From the very first moment Descendants premiered, people were offering criticism, and what they were referring to as constructive criticism, which is a nicer form of criticism, but there is no nice form of criticism in my opinion, because if you're criticizing something, you're criticizing it because you don't like it. Descendants deserves all the praise in the world. I mean, look at how stronger girls are now. Look at how more powerful girls are now, how they don't take no for an answer. More power to them. I don't ever, if I had a daughter, I'll let you guys in a little secret. I always wanted a daughter of my own. No girl that I was ever with ever wanted to spend the rest of her life with me and give me a daughter. Broke my heart, and that's the reason why a lot of my relationships ended. But if I had my own daughter, I would never discourage her from being powerful, being confident, and becoming stronger, because that's the incentive. I mean, that's the goal of a parent. That's the goal of every parent, so that their child will grow up feeling confident in their abilities, to be stronger, to be fearless, to take no for an answer. And that's what Sin has accomplished. And I am forever grateful for the impact it's had on all of your hearts and all of your lives. And I've never ever wanted to take that away from you. If you are looking for encouragement, if you are looking for great reviews of Descendants, then I think you should subscribe. I really do think you should subscribe, because there is no sweeter guy on YouTube who puts his heart and soul into the Descendants franchise as much as what I have to really bring it to life. And that is what I have done my absolute best to do over the last 10 years. It's been a decade that I've been trying to bring this franchise to life. And I could never have brought it to life without your guys' support. You're unbelievable. You never ever quit on the ones you love. You never ever quit on somebody who supports what you love and creates videos on what you love. And you showed that with me. Your kindness has been blown completely out of proportion, and it never ceases to blow my mind. I have a lot of opinions about Descendants, but they are more nicer opinions than what you guys have been seeing and reading on YouTube and on websites that review it in columns. And I've read a lot of the columns and people's opinions where it goes with Descendants, and I've X'd out the page within the first 5 minutes, because I was a columnist myself, and when you're a columnist, you look for stuff to negatively review. I used to do this all the time years ago, and I hated doing it, so I quit my job. And I went out independently and created a podcast because I wanted to have creative control of my own life and my own opinions, because I just wanted to state the good and see the good in everything and everyone. Because I don't even know who you are watching this video, but I know you're a good person. I know you've made a lot of mistakes in your life, but even though you've made a lot of mistakes, you're young. You will get through it. I know you're a good person. I know you are. And that's what Descendants has taught you to be, is a good person. I mean, Ruby Rose Turner's ultimate message was to inspire you to be kinder, because life is sweeter when you are. It's a song that has really become the anthem of my life, because I just want to encourage people to be more kind. I mean, if I had my own daughter, I would spend hours of every day teaching her to be kind to each other, because if she wants to be treated kind, then she has to be kind to others. And for the life of me, I don't know why these girls put themselves in these relationships with these guys who didn't support Descendants. As far as I'm concerned, Ryan McCartney never ever did support Descendants. And even though it seemed like he did years ago when he would be in a video with Dove Cameron, when Dove Cameron would be singing the song If Only, and he would play the guitar when they did an acoustic version of that song, even though it seemed like he supported Descendants, Ryan McCartney never once supported Descendants. I don't think Thomas Doherty once ever supported Descendants. I think he was just doing it for the sake of being Harry Hook in the movie. I think that more people could have been supportive of Descendants, even girls that are watching this video that are in relationships with guys that never ever did like Descendants. The least you can do is support your girlfriend's dreams and your girlfriend's opinions. And I don't know if there's guys that watch these videos that feel the same way I do, but I think that guys could be more supportive of girls, and we could stop the crying, we could take away the pain of Kylie Cantrell. I mean, just because Kylie Cantrell refers to her fans as cuties, what's so wrong with that? I would love for Kylie Cantrell to call me every day of my life and refer to me as a cutie. I really would. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything taken out of context, or that should be taken out of context with that. I love seeing Kylie have fun. I've loved seeing Kylie have fun ever since I watched her very first YouTube video years ago. And that wasn't yesterday. I remember this cute girl reviewing a show that I love so much, Sam and Cat, and oh God, if I could take it back 10 years ago to when I heard the announcement that Sam and Cat was going to be no longer produced, oh, my heart was broken. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to go on with my life knowing that Sam and Cat had been canceled. And the reason they gave us was because Jeanette McCurdy and Ariana Grande couldn't get along. I heard that announcement at 2 a.m. in the morning. I think I was listening to Ryan Seacrest. And I'm not really particularly fond of Ryan Seacrest, but for some reason I was listening to Ryan Seacrest Most Requested or something years ago, and he suggested that Sam and Cat was going to be canceled. And I was brokenhearted. It was 2 a.m. I think I had broken up with my girlfriend that same day, and it was disastrous. But I do remember hearing Kylie Cantrell reviewing not just Sam and Cat, but all these different TV shows that I love so much, I love dearly. And I miss her on her YouTube show. I wish her YouTube show was still being produced. I think they could reboot Hello Kylie with Kylie Cantrell older now, knowing more. Because the one thing that being a young child star teaches you is a lot of things, very valuable lessons about life, and you learn so much so quickly. That's what happened with Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus learned stuff so quickly and exploded in popularity because she learned so much so quickly. And I was the biggest Miley Cyrus fan ever. And when I say I was the biggest Miley Cyrus fan ever, I really was the biggest Miley Cyrus fan ever. I listened to every Miley Cyrus song. I bought every one of Miley Cyrus' albums. I went to every single Miley Cyrus movie premiere. I saw the series finale of Hannah Montana years ago. I was brokenhearted over that because I loved the Emily Osment so much. She was my first Disney girl that I ever had a crush on. And now, 15 years later, I'm in love with Kylie Cantrell. I'm in love with Ruby Rose Turner, and I can't choose between either one of them. But I can tell you that I incredibly support them. And if they want to hear something nice about themselves, I just wanted to take away the feeling of Googling yourself and being scared of what you're going to find and what's going to pop up. I photoshopped the most beautiful images of your favorite Descendant stars so that Ruby will find a photoshopped image of herself that she's going to say, "Ooh la la, I like that photo of me," and subscribe to my channel. You know, I just wanted to take that away because what I do when I create these videos is I think about you, and I say to myself, now if I was the girl watching this video, what would I want to watch? I think about the appreciation of the fan towards Descendants characters, and I really put my heart and soul into the video. I think about Kylie Cantrell, who's afraid to Google herself. So because she's afraid to Google herself, what can I put on YouTube that she can YouTube that she's going to love, that she herself will subscribe to and she herself wants to watch. Because there are far too many shows out there who have criticized Descendants for far long enough. Can't they just realize that a girl appreciates it and loves it for the music, for the powerful messages of encouragement? Why do we have to take away the hopes that there will be a Descendants 5? Why do we have to doubt the hopes of anyone who wants to see Zombies 5? We already know there's going to be a Zombies 5 because of the Vortex. We don't know what's in the Vortex. People are speculating it's mermaids. People are saying it's pirates. People are saying it's witches. I don't care what's in the Vortex. I'll kick the ass of it because I want to be a vampire slayer and zombies. As long as there's something in the Vortex and to give us another reason to create another zombies movie, I'm all for it. And I don't want to discourage. I don't want to discourage anybody from being a Descendants or Zombies fan, which so many people devote their lives to doing. I don't know if it's because they find the Descendants franchise to be discouraging. I don't know if it's because they feel as if the Descendants franchise is letting them down. But for every person that is feeling let down because of what Descendants is offering us and has taught us over the last 10 years when it comes to life lessons, there are 10 million people who are incredibly supportive of it and who really give this franchise meaning and give it life. If you've done anything as a Descendants fan, you really brought it to life. I saw that with the Worlds Collide tour. So many little girls in the crowd couldn't believe they were there. They were so proud to be there. They were so proud to be there with their family. There were people crying in the crowd. There were people interacting with the cast. It was incredible. At the Q&A, I watched it on YouTube. I loved it so much. And I still love Descendants 10 years after the premiere of it because it was just an incredible experience. I think that the greatest gift a YouTuber could ever be bestowed upon is having the opportunity to know each and every one of you. I don't know why more people don't create Descendants videos. I know it's probably because perhaps they don't know the first thing about Descendants. I mean, I wouldn't expect a YouTuber who's never watched Descendants in his life to know the first thing about Ben and Mal's relationship and how there was so much conflict in every chapter of Descendants that we saw, but there had to be conflict because that would give us a reason to see another sequel. I don't agree with them having closed the book on the original story and the original cast because there was so much more of a story to have been told. That was the thing. They just closed the book because Cameron Boyce had passed away. They didn't see the reason for the story continuing, and that was just their exit. And then 15 years later, here comes Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner with beautiful representations of characters whom we ever thought would be in the Descendants franchise. And the thing about Ruby was so kind, and she was just so beautiful. I think that she was such a huge inspiration to so many girls that were never given enough credit. I think Ruby was never given enough credit for her portrayal of Bridget, and I'll talk about this again tonight on my show because I really do believe that Ruby was an incredibly kind person. I mean, if there was one girl who was just genuinely kind in this world who was an honor to know, it is Ruby. And I really do miss Ruby Rose Turner portraying the character Bridget. I don't know how they can produce Descendants 5 without Ruby. I really don't. I want to say, Ruby, I miss you so much. I love you with all of my heart. And you were the reason why I watched Descendants 4 The Rise of Red. Ruby really was the reason why I watched Descendants 4 The Rise of Red because she was just so kind. I loved Descendants 4 The Rise of Red because of Ruby. I have no regrets for having watched Descendants 4 The Rise of Red, and I've watched Descendants 4 The Rise of Red, oh, dare I say 100 times. I love it so much. Ruby taught us so many unbelievable life lessons, and I will never forget her. And ever before Descendants 4 The Rise of Red and Ruby's role was announced, I used to watch her on Coop and Cammy Ask the World. I used to watch her on a lot of TV commercials. If I knew a TV commercial was going to be airing with Ruby Rose Turner featured in it, I watched it. If there was a music video that Ruby had all the way back to Ruby Rock years ago, I watched it. Just to know that I supported Ruby was an unbelievable feeling. And just to know that you girls have been a shield for me against every critic that I've ever encountered creating these videos has been an unbelievable honor for me. Knowing that you are fans of the show, knowing that you love me so much is an honor that I hope that I can keep with me and carry with me for forever, because I know that without you guys, this show wouldn't exist. Without you guys, the Descendants franchise would not be celebrating its 10th anniversary today, and I am so honored to just be here to be able to provide you commentary on it, and very different commentary from what you've been hearing for the better part of 10 years. My only regret is that I was not here 10 years ago when this first kicked off, because I had a lot going on. I had a lot of personal issues behind the camera going on when the camera was turned off in my personal life, and I had a lot of issues going on professionally. But I'm going to do my best to bring this franchise to life in a way that it was meant to be brought to life for you for far long enough now, because I know that you've been watching videos that really make no sense. These reaction videos that people give you about Descendants and Zombies are really pathetic, really, because if they rank songs, that's all they do. If they talk about their favorite scenes, if they rank scenes, that's all they do. You have deserved way better videos than what you've been seeing, and I just want to give that to you. I think there are so many characters in Descendants that have been forgotten about. I think that people like Morgan Dudley, who portrayed Ella, Ruby's only friend, which I found really cute, honestly, have never been given enough credit. The girl who plays Uliana is never given enough credit. China Anne McClain is never given enough credit for being the only original Descendants cast member to actually reprise her role for the new franchise. So much criticism, but really no need for it. I think that if we're going to say something nice about Descendants and Zombies, we really got to start saying more nice things about it, because it will give the Disney company inspiration to keep creating. They know that 22.5 million in terms of revenue have been generated from this, and let me put it to you this way: there is no price tag on happiness. So I don't know why Disney focuses on how much money they can make. I know you have to make money back from what you put into a franchise. I get that, but there is no price tag on anybody's happiness. There really isn't. There's no price tag on a girl's happiness. There's no price tag on the star's happiness. A boyfriend can buy you what he wants to buy you. Everything your heart ever desires. But if you're not happy with that guy, then why are you with him? If he can't buy you happiness, so why is he even attempting to try to make you happy with immaterial things? All the girl ever wants is just to be happy for being who she is and just to be herself. And I think that if Disney realized that and would give these stars more of an opportunity to be more creative and exemplify more creative energy, I think the potential is unbelievable for Descendants. Because I think that if you were to ask Ruby Rose Turner, the first thing I would do as a director for Descendants, if I were in control of it, is I would sit down with all of these stars individually and I would say, what do you want to get the most out of your character? What do you want your fans to remember your legacy for? What do you want to be defined because of? And I would definitely listen to every one of their opinions. I would take it under advisement, and I would allow them to be creatively free. Because somewhere there is a point that you get to when you're creating a franchise for people. In order for them to appreciate the franchise, the stars have to see that appreciation for themselves. And with Disney having so much creative control taken away from them, they can't see how much of a profound impact they have on fans until they're in front of maybe 25 million of them. And we saw that on the Worlds Collide Tour when Freya Sky performed her song Gold Is Gone. I want to say this beautiful performance, but I noticed, and many of you probably perhaps didn't notice, when she gave an emotional send-off to her fans after the performance, she said this was a moment she was never ever going to forget. And she started crying. She started crying because this was one of the first opportunities she had to be in front of 10,000 people and really show you how she felt about the opportunity to be in Zombies 4 and to have had such an impact, a profound impact on all of your lives. I think, and Kylie did the same thing when she first introduced herself as the star of the show in front of 10,000 people. I think more of an opportunity needs to be given to these stars to really show us who they are, because more so than just puppets for the Disney company. I think that there is a really, really greater appreciation for these girls. What we have to remember is they are human beings. They are not circus animals, and they need to have more freedom. They really do. I said this about the cast of Jessie years ago. I actually said this about the cast of Jessie earlier this year when I first came back on YouTube in March. I said the cast of Jessie did not have any creative freedom. They weren't allowed to wear bikinis on the set. They weren't allowed to say certain things. They weren't allowed to exemplify certain character traits. And I really felt for them. And I really feel for these characters too, because when I see Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner crying on videos because they can't make sense of life, then that leads me to believe that we need to be more supportive for them, so they stop crying. If anything, Kylie Cantrell has inspired me to run for President of the United States, which I will do. If that's what it takes to make Kylie Control happy, I'll make Disney Plus free to everybody. I will give you a free trip to Disney every year. I'll give you free health care. I will send Kylie Control's X-Men back to Mexico in a box. And I will take away his legal rights, because no guy should ever be able to get away with treating Kylie Control the way that he had. So much so that Kylie Control says that he doesn't deserve to be talked about. Perhaps so. Perhaps he doesn't deserve to be talked about. But I think that no guy should ever get away with treating a girl so horrible. I mean, the way Ryan McCartan put their relationship on display for himself and Dove Cameron was utterly ridiculous. And thank you guys so much years ago for letting me know about it in emails. And thank you so much for making this show so popular. I can't even believe I've talked about Descendants again for another 20 minutes already. It means so much to me to be here and to have been a part of your lives for as long as I have. It really has. I would love to have the honor of being the director of Descendants, so if you girls could hit the subscribe button a couple of hundred times, I would really appreciate it, because I think I have a lot to offer to the Descendants franchise, and something that has been meant to be offered to the Descendants franchise for what feels like forever. I think that creative freedom, control of how they want to be perceived, this is why people like Kylie Control and Meg Donnelly are producing their own albums independently, so they can have creative freedom, because they couldn't have it with the Disney company. I mean, Walt Disney Records wasn't going to give it to them. The directors and writers of Descendants and Zombies weren't going to give it to them. This is why Meg Donnelly wants to sit behind the camera now and be the producer of Zombies 4, so she can have creative freedom. I think she's a beautiful girl. I think she has far more talent than she's ever given credit for, and to be worth only $2.5 million, that is an understatement to what she's actually worth. In my opinion, she's worth millions. I mean, Freya Sky is the most valuable zombie star out of the Descendants and Zombies franchise. She's worth the most, with a value of $3.5 million, I do believe, and that's a lot. That's a considerable amount for someone who's just 15 years old. I think Freya's going places. But I think that people like Meg Donnelly are being overshadowed by everything else happening to Disney's liking. And that's just how I feel about it. I just want creative control, because I promise you, if I get creative control, I'm firing everybody in the social media department. I'm firing half of the creative team for Descendants, and I'm just taking on full responsibility to create it for you in the way it was meant to be created, because there are far more stories that could be written, could be told for this one, and I would just be really excited to be a part of it. I really would. I think that Descendants and Zombies is an unbelievable franchise. I think Descendants and Zombies has inspired so many people from all walks of life, and I don't think that should ever be taken away from anybody who is watching videos today to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Descendants. And you guys are remembering the 10th anniversary of Descendants in such a fabulous way. Your photoshopped images, your videos, your footage from Descendants, captivating your favorite Descendants moments. Unbelievable. The 10th anniversary of Descendants is going to go down in history for being one of the most remembered moments in Disney history, without a doubt. And it happened because of each and every one of you, just the same way this YouTube channel happened. It happened because of each and every one of you. Not because I decided one day I was going to upload a bunch of Descendants and Zombies videos and move into a home that was near a soda plantation and a chemical plant that could explode. In all honesty, this is an honor for me. And I can't think of anything else I would rather want to be doing with my life than creating Descendants and Zombies videos for you for the rest of my life. I want to let you know that I will be back tonight, at some point tonight, with another video before I sign off for the evening, and I hope you join me for it. I will talk more about The Rise of Red, the upcoming Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, which is a title that I dearly love. I really do love this. I think this is the most powerful and most excited to be about title for the Descendants franchise. I'll let you know where I think this is headed, what I think is going to happen, because I think that we have a lot to be excited about. And I think that Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires is going to be a movie that a lot of people, Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires is going to be a movie that everybody's going to remember and going to be really excited about by the time we get to Zombies 5, regardless of what is in that vortex. Let me just say that. I was just as big of a fan of Zombies 2 as I was the Descendants franchise, but I think Descendants really steals my heart. every single time. I am very much a Descendants fan and incredibly supportive of Descendants of Zombies, as much as each and every one of you have been. These girls need to stop crying. They can't be afraid to Google themselves, and I just wanted to take that away from them and give them a reason to Google and Yahoo themselves for far long enough now. And I want to say thank you to each and every little girl who has ever subscribed to this YouTube channel and taken a chance on me when you didn't have to, because you really did not have to take a chance on me, but you did. When you didn't have to take a chance on me, you hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button as many times as you have, and because of you, you have made me famous overnight, and I will never ever forget this honor you have given me to be the voice of Descendants and Zombies. So having said that, I will be back later on tonight. Why don't we take this opportunity right now to spread a message of our own kindness. Bye, YouTube. I will see you guys again tonight. Be kind to one another as we remember and we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Descendants franchise, a franchise that has brought us all together and had a profound impact on all of our lives.